For the safety reason, we are changing to HT cable to ABC cable. So many HT cables are converted to AB cable, but not at commission. Now we are going to commission all these things.
It seems like death traps dangled randomly across the city. There have been numerous cases similar to Sudarshan's and even worse. When will the BESCOM officials get down to taking action? Anand Burli, News 9, Bengaluru.
For an old Bengalurian, the face of the city has changed. The old Bengaluru charm does not exist anymore because of a number of landmarks that have been demolished. But bringing it alive is cartoonist Paul Fernandez, who has brought out the charm on campus.
If you ask any Bengalurian who's for over 50 years or even 30-40 years as to what they really miss about the city, popular answers that we've got so far is the old city, the old Bengaluru charm. Absolutely, that's something all of us miss because most of the landmarks, the destinations that were present then don't exist anymore, making us really miss the whole old Bengaluru feel. So this cartoonist, Paul Fernandez, has managed to bring out old Bengaluru charm onto canvas, and this is what it is. His works, starting with the pensioner's paradise here that he's illustrated, a cartoon illustration of an old man yawning away, nicely sitting in a garden villa in Bengaluru. Earlier, actually even now, maybe not so prominently now, but Bengaluru has always been known as the pensioner's paradise. So rightfully he's illustrated that. Take a look at this picture here, Plaza Theatre, something that really brings in some memories. A very, very old theatre located in South Parade, South Bengaluru. How he's beautifully drawn that out, and there you go, something else that maybe still exists. One of the only places, landmarks that still exists is Bengaluru Palace, the Bangalore Palace, with a nice ambassador type of car there, two people sitting in that. And another favorite of mine is the Bangalore Club. And this picture of Bangalore Club, he's very clearly written here, 1863. This is what Bangalore Club was like. Doesn't seem to have changed too much though. Bangalore Club still remains the same from then to now. I like the two hoity-toity couple walking out of there. Very intricately, he's made sure to mention every sort of detail. Like for example here, on MG Road, the coffee house on MG Road, the way he's drawn it out. Sadly, the coffee house shut very recently. But still he has all the signboards in place, Deccan Herald, Raymond, and a nice hoarding there that says the same. Very beautifully illustrated pictures here, speaking of the old Bengaluru charm. This is the old HAL airport, which again does not exist anymore. All these places really defined Bangalore as to what it was back then. Here is the West End Hotel. The earlier West End Hotel was known as West End Inn, which is now the Taj West End, a landmark in Bengaluru. There's again the traffic situation at South Parade. This is the tuk-tuk, the horseback rides. Auto rickshaw of sorts, ridden by the horse, was very popular back then thanks to the Britishers. And also you can see here a nice illustration of Vidhan Sauda, which actually has not changed from then to now. Here the artist says 1956, built in 1956, sometimes fondly called Nidana Sauda. Does that mean people working in Vidhan Sauda are slow? Maybe one of our audience here, Mr. Shiva Rudrappa, thank you for speaking to News9. What do you think of these cartoon illustrations? Does it make you feel nostalgic?
I am watching these cartoons. They're beautiful cartoons. Old post office, old Shivaji Nagar, old MG Road. That memory, they're recalling the memory. They're very beautiful and intellectual cartoons and wood paintings. Really, it is a memory of old Bengal. I am really happy.
Mr. Shiva Rudrappa feels really overwhelmed right now.
Recalling my memory in the 60s and 70s. Really, I am happy. Beautiful cartoons and intellectual cartoonist. Probably Paul Fernandez, I think so. Very great.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shiva Rudrappa. There you go. I mean, it's nice to see. That's exactly what we're telling our viewers. I mean, all of us miss I mean, I must have not seen most of it, but we still miss old Bangalore charm a lot. And we don't get to see it. I think only through illustrations, cartoons or paintings we get to remember and feel nostalgic of them. This picture here typically describes Bengaluru back then. Diva's bar was very, very popular. You would ask any Bengalurian who wanted a regular drink would go to Diva's to sit down and socialize while at the same time having a nice drink. So this is Diva's, which does not exist anymore. It's broken down, sadly. But again, there you go, another landmark in Bengaluru. Breakfast at Udyavan. Udyavan used to be quite popular, somewhere located near Indian Express, and they were quite famous for giving nice, big, hot chole bhature. One of the best, apparently, in Bengaluru. Sadly, I didn't get to taste that, but I've heard so much of it. Another picture that really intrigues us is St. John's Medical College again, with all their, routine process of learning and, patients also, because they treated as well. So nicely brought out old Bengaluru charm. I mean, really, we've seen a lot of painting and cartoon exhibitions, but hats off to Paul Fernandez for sort of bringing out the old world charm, old Bengaluru charm in such a beautiful and colorful way for our new generation maybe to see it. Well, we can't live those memories ever again, so all we can do is probably pick one of these and put it up as posters in our house. With camera person Madan, this is Nabila for News 9.
Vishveshwaraya Museum in the city saw hundreds of visitors in the past 2 days, and if you're wondering why, take a look.
If you're a science buff, you must have heard of the interesting exhibits and science projects on display at the Vishveshwaraya Museum. This time yet again, dozens of students took part in a 2-day fair organized at the museum. From miniature models of tractors to construction instruments and other interesting exhibits, the fair had a lot to offer. From all-terrain multi-purpose remote operator vehicle to earth-moving machines modified for a more effective and easy use were a few exhibits that caught the attention of the students. Another interesting exhibit was an earth-moving machine which, according to the makers, would reduce manpower and finish a week's work in about 5 hours. These were the exhibits of students from various institutions who were ready as ever to explain its functioning to anyone who seemed interested.
Actually, it makes use of a cylinder and a piston. When a pressure is acted at one side, on the other side, in a second cylinder, the pressure is exerted on the piston, and due to which the piston exerts, and that motion causes the arm move up and down, swivel, dig it around and all.
Students from about 80 technical institutions with over 220 models took part in this 2-day fair. From science buffs to curious visitors who just wanted to understand the subject better, the participants were open to the crowd, demonstrating their functional models.
We annually organize this engineering fair for the Polytechnic and the ITI students, because that's one group probably which do not get a chance to exhibit the ideas what they have made into working models. So we thought that Vishveshwaraya Museum should give them an opportunity to exhibit their talent and at the same time get it judged, and the best ones will be given prizes. This year we have got 83 institutions participating with about 210 models.
Vishveshwaraya Museum is known for organizing interesting fairs and exhibitions frequently. It is usually the one-stop destination for students looking for a fun-filled day with intriguing and informative science exhibits. This time too, the engineering fair gave an opportunity to numerous students from across the city to come together to share their knowledge and ideas through their exhibits. Shubha Jojiga for News 9, Bengaluru.
Winter has come to an end and the weather in Bengaluru is as hot as ever. Here is an option that will help you beat the heat this summer. When you think of clay, the first images that come to your mind are pots and vases. Have you ever heard of clay water bottles?
It is common knowledge that water stored in clay vessels are usually cooler than the surrounding thanks to the material's porous nature. Clay bottles are the brainchild of Yogesh, an artist working at a clay studio in Bengaluru. His intention was to make cool water more accessible, which does not include refrigerating it. With a skilled artist, clay bottles don't take long to make on the wheel. What matters is how the figures are stored later that makes up for strength of the seemingly rigid bottles. All you have to do once it's ready is plug it with a cork and it's ready to use. The only downside of using clay bottles would be the weight. Each bottle weighs anywhere between 2 to 3 kilos and can hold up to 1 liter of water. What makes it special is that you can opt for smaller bottles if the weight is an issue.
So again, keeping a mud pot at home, it's very difficult because it takes a lot of space at home and kitchen. And again, cleaning is again a problem. So bottle is a new idea and it looks very fancy also. So easily you can just store it at your dining table and just take it wherever you want to. Since it's porous, so water becomes slightly cooler, faster. And compared to fridge, obviously this is a better health option, and it's not very chilled, so it gives you a very nice feel when you drink of water, and it has a different kind of a taste, very muddy kind of a taste, very natural, very earthy.
With summer here, power cuts will become a frequent affair. Each of these clay bottles will cost you anywhere between 200 to 400 rupees and will definitely keep your water cool when the fridge is out of order. The hint of natural earthen flavor to the water only makes it better. The interesting idea has attracted the attention of other clay artists who have decided to come together and work on making clay water bottles more accessible. Shobha Jochiga, News 9, Bengaluru.